Hare Krishna Arvindaksh Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your association and thank you for regularly joining Bhakti Sangha Japa Conference Call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Nina Mataji,
Krishna
accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjri Leela Devidasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your kind association every day on Bhakti Sangha Mataji. Please keep gracing us with your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago, Illinois.
Hare Krishna, Yashomati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa Conference Call, Mataji. Welcome.
Hare Krishna Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Thank you, Mataji, for your services. Always grateful to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mata, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for your wonderful chanting and all your great services and your kind association day after day, month after month, year after year. Hari Bol. Thank you, Mataji. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna. I don't hear any devotees announcing their names, so I will go ahead and quickly introduce our new speaker, His Grace, Bhakta Mukesh Prabhuji. So I see here your the non-initiated name that's mentioned as Mukesh Agarwal Prabhuji. You are
Mataji, can you kindly start recording?
Start recording?
Mataji, recording is already started, Mataji. Yes, already on.
Yeah, recording is on. So His Grace, Bhakta Mukesh Prabhuji has done his engineering from Government College of Engineering, Pune, and then he did his MBA from University of Missouri, Kansas City, USA. He was also teaching statistics for decision-making subject in USA for 2 years. He was working in his family business in manufacturing steel TMT bars used for building construction for more than 25 years. His wife, Anaya, is also an engineer from Government College, Sangli, a business person, and was a judge presiding officer for 3 years. They both are blessed with a daughter who has their topper in IIT Kharagpur and also topper in MIT Boston, USA. Currently living in New Jersey, their son is also an engineer with MBA from Mumbai and has offered a job much before his completion of education. Mukesh Prabhuji is with ISKCON and has been chanting 16 rounds from last 20 years. He's also having Pravachan Seva at various places such as Houston, USA, and various places in India such as Mantha, Jalna, Temburni, etc. from 2015 onwards. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Once again, welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa Conference Call. We are currently in Canto 8, and we are in Chapter 8, and we will do 18 and 19 verses. Prabhuji, whenever you're ready, you can take the call over. Hare Krishna.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्री चैतन्य मनोविष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुक्तपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगं रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगं ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिनी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणी हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते सप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to serve you today. Please accept my humble obeisances, all Prabhuji and Mataji. And we will look into the verse number 18 and 19 of Canto 8 and Chapter 8. Now, we have seen that here in verse number 18, it says, स्तनद्वयं चति कृशोदरी समं निरन्तरं चन्दन कुङ्कुमुक्षिप्तं ततस्ततनुपुरवल्गुषिञ्जिते विसर्पति हेमलतेव सा बभो. Here they describe goddess Lakshmi Devi. It is mentioned that she when appeared as a Mohini Devi during the churning of the ocean, then how she looked like. So it has been described here by Vyasdev that she was so beautiful that her two breasts, which were symmetrical and nicely situated, were covered with sandalwood pulp and kumkum powder, and her waist was very thin. As she walked here and there, her ankle bells jingling softly, she appeared like a slipper of gold. And then we look into text number 19. Text 19, it says, Vilokayanti nirvatyam atmanah padam dhuvam cha avibichari satagunam ganvarva siddha asuryaksha charan traipishthapeya adishuna anvanvindata. So while walking among the Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras, Siddhas, Charans, and denizens of heaven, Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, was scrutinizingly examining them, but she could not find anyone naturally endowed with all good qualities. None of them was devoid of faults, and therefore she could not take shelter of any of them. So now, if we just summarize what we have learned in this chapter number 8. So we see that during the churning of the ocean, different products during that Samudra Manthan came out. The first two verses says that Survi cow emanated, and it was taken by great sages because Survi cow gives milk which is useful for sacrifices. And then second thing which came from the churning of ocean was Utteshava horse. It was a white horse which was taken by Vali Maharaj. Then third was Airavat elephant, which is very white and it is having 4 tusks, which has been taken by Indra, who is the king of heaven. And after that, 8 male and 8 female elephants came out and they were able to go in any direction. And then came out Kaustubh money. Kaustubh money, it is decorated on the chest of Vishnu. So Lord Vishnu took Kaustubh money. Then the Apsaras of heavenly damsels, they are called as, so they are attractive, they were having attractive movements, they were bewildering everyone. So they were taken by heavenly citizens. Then goddess of fortune, Rama Devi appeared and she surpassed the lightning on a marble mountain. She was so beautiful and it was taken by Lord Vishnu. And later on, if you see verse number 30, then Varuni Devi came, Varuni wine, which controls the drunkards who take liquor. So that Varuni Devi controls the drunkards And obviously, as per the nature of demons, demons took her away. And last, Dhanvantari came with the nectar pot, that is Amrit Kalash, which came with nectar pot, and nectar can make anyone immortal. So that demigod took that by the help of Mohini. So this is the brief of the previous verses, and now we have seen that people want to possess goddess Lakshmi, but they want it for material enjoyment. But Lakshmi is the property of whom? Lakshmi is the property of Lord Narayana, and it is enjoyable, and she is enjoyable only by her Lord Narayan. It is called Bhagavat Para. The devotees who always engage in the sense of in the service of Narayan, that is Narayan Parayan, they can easily achieve her favor. But those materialists who try to get her favor only for personal enjoyment, they are frustrated. So there is a difference between the material people and the devotees. So material people, they try to enjoy her, but they end in frustration, whereas the devotees who always serve uh, Lakshmi Devi and uh, in keeping Narayan with her, so they are always favored. So next 10 to 16 verse, it was saying that which personalities made what offerings to Lakshmi Devi. But I'll just briefly explain in 2 minutes. Like Indra Devata came, so he gave throne to Lakshmi Devi. Earth came and it gave herbs. Cow came and it gave Panchagavya. Ocean came and gave yellow silken garments. Saraswati Devi came and gave her Lakshmi Devi necklace. And Lord Brahma gave her lotus flower, and the residents of Nagaloka, they gave Lakshmi Devi earrings. So these are the few things which were mentioned. So it will help us in understanding the continuation, like what happened previously in this chapter from verse number 1 to verse number 16. Now what happens is, she appeared like a creeper of gold, we have seen, and we have also seen that she was so beautiful that everybody wanted to possess her. Now what happened? That Lakshmi Devi, she was holding a garland in her hand, and she was going through all the inhabitants of various planets, such as Yakshas, Kinnaras, then Asuras, Siddhars, Charanas, denizens of heaven, and so many. So she was going through all of them, but finally she couldn't find anybody perfect. So what happened? She searched for Lord Vishnu and as her husband, and Lord Vishnu is a reservoir of all good qualities. So she put the garland in the neck of Lord Vishnu. Now, some examples are given here that which were the great authorities present during that time. So Goddess Lakshmi, while passing through all these people, she she saw first she saw Durvasa Muni. Now Durvasa Muni, his best quality is the austerity. He is having a very good, he is an austere person. But what was the defect she found? His anger. He gets angry very easily. So she didn't like Durvasa Muni. Then she saw Brahaspati. Brahaspati is the guru of demigod. So what she liked about Brahaspati was his knowledge. But Guru Brahaspati defect is that he is lot of material attachment, which Lord Lakshmi didn't like. So he also went ahead. Then she saw Brahma. So Brahmaji is having greatness, very great person. But Brahmaji, one fault she found defect was Brahmaji is having lusty desire. So she didn't want Brahmaji either. Then she saw Indra. Indra, she liked the controllership because Indra is the main king of heaven. So he has good controllership, but his defect was he was not able to control by himself. He was always depending upon others. So that also she didn't want. Then she saw the guru of demon, Shukracharya. So Shukracharya, the best quality was that Shukracharya is religious person. She liked that. But the defect was Shukracharya is not friendly to jivas. He is not friendly person. So she went ahead. Then she saw Daksha Prajapati. So that best point was renunciation. He is renunciated. But the defect was he doesn't have the quality of liberation. He is not liberated. So she didn't want him either. Then she saw Bali Maharaj. And Bali is the enemy of Indra. And she was on the side of demigod. So what happened? The good quality was that Bali Maharaj was having a very long life, but the defect was he does not have good conduct. So she didn't like Bali Maharaj either. Then there were some humans also present. So then she saw the quality of human being is they have good conduct, whereas we have just seen Bali Maharaj did not have good conduct, whereas humans have good conduct, but defect was their lifetime span is very less. So she didn't like humans also. Then lastly, Lakshmi Devi saw Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva, he was having long life, that is longevity, and good conduct also. Both the qualities were there, which were not there in Bali Maharaj and humans. They were there with Lord Shiva, but what was the defect? His habits. The habits of Lord Shiva, he found inauspicious. They were not auspicious. So he didn't want to get married with Lord Shiva also. And lastly, then she find Lord Mukunda, who is Lord Vishnu. So she found he is very well qualified in every aspect. But there was also one defect with Lord Vishnu, and that defect was that he doesn't desire Lakshmi Devi. But despite that, that was not a negative point. So Lakshmi Devi finally chose Lord Vishnu and he put the garland to Lord Vishnu. So in verse number 19, we have seen that while she was passing through all the inhabitants of various planets, she finally chose Lord Vishnu as her husband. Now, we will just have some churning. Now, the topic is churning of the ocean. Now, here we will do some churning of our mind and churning of our heart. So, let us do some churning and conclude something out of it. Now, these two verses, what do they teach and how do they impact on our life and what should we learn from this chapter? Now, my intense desire always is whenever we spend time with the Bhagavatam, so it's like before we go to bed, so at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes, if we think what is the best thing we have done today, so in that 5 minutes or 10 minutes, all the devotees, if they could remember the best part of Srimad Bhagavatam, that day of theirs would be very successful. That's what I think. So now, before coming to ISKCON, all of us, when we did not join ISKCON, we have seen that during Diwali festival, we were worshipping Lakshmi Devi. But how did we worship? It was always with Lord Ganesha. We used to worship Lakshmi Devi with Ganesha. And as per Indian culture, the wife's existence depends upon her husband. So wives always depend very much upon her husband in India. Though now it is not that true, it is changing, but it is the original culture of most of the Asian countries, I would say. So while worshipping, people used to worship like Gauri Shankar, Lakshmi Narayan, Sitaram, Radha Krishna, like that we used to worship. But in Diwali, they worship Lakshmi Devi with Ganesh. So now question arises, why? Why do they not worship Lakshmi with Narayan? Why do they worship Lakshmi with Ganesh? So we in India always, I think not in India, everywhere people need two things in their life, most important thing. First thing, we all do not want any danger. So that is called Shubh, auspicious. And we want wealth also for our day-to-day needs, and some people want more money to enjoy, that is called Labh. So it's like Shubh and Labh. That means auspiciousness and profit. These two things people put on their doors in most of the places in India. Shubh Labh. So Shubha represents Ganeshi and Labh represents goddess Lakshmi Devi. So people used to worship goddess Lakshmi with Ganeshji. So as per their thinking, Ganpati eliminates dangers in our life and Lakshmi Devi supplies lot of wealth. But have you ever thought that if we worship Lord Narayan, then we will get along with these two desires automatically multiple times? So like if we worship Lakshmi with Narayan, we have not given any thought. What we do is we only worship Lakshmi with Ganesh. But if we worship Lakshmi with Narayan, this Shubh and Labh are automatically covered. Because Lord Vishnu in the form of Narsimhadev, when he has protected Bhakta Prahlad in such a toughest situation, I don't think any of us has ever gone through that kind of situation in our life. So definitely if we serve Lord Narayan with Lakshmi, then that benefits are multiple times. Those now here in Bhagavad Gita, verse number 7.20, I will explain initially that those people who worship demigod, and the latter part, those who uh, who do not worship demigod, but who worship only goddess and do not worship Lord Narayan. So in two parts we will divide our this lecture. So first we will see that if those who do not worship Supreme Personality of Godhead, but worship demigod. So what happens? So in Bhagavad Gita, verse 7.20, Lord Krishna says, those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. So that is called alpa buddhi, or the people with less intelligence. What they do is like for their immediate material desire, for short desires, what do? They worship demigod. Here the reference is given to Ganesh. So they worship demigod, but Krishna says that what happens less. So when someone desires for material wealth and other things for sense gratification, then those desires takes away their intelligence. If you are longing for material desires very much, then their intelligence has been taken away. So what happened? But if you worship Lakshmi Devi along with Lord Narayan, then one can get the benefit of multiple times than worshipping demigod. So here 7.23 also Lord Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita, men of small intelligence worship the demigod and their fruits are limited and temporary. So if we worship demigods, the results are also temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of demigods, Devlok, but my devotees, especially who worship Lord Narayan or Lord Krishna, the devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet, that is Vaikuntha. So Krishna says that it is up to everyone to decide whom to worship and whom not to worship. So it is said that Lakshmi Devi does not stay at one place because we say that she is Chanchala. It's like she's having a flickering mind. She does not stay at one place. And especially she is so much attracted to Lord Narayan that she does not leave Lord Narayan even for a moment. Now, she always do Pada Sevanam. She worships the lotus feet of Lord Narayan, that his feet with her soft and tender hands. So she always do massage to Lord Narayan's feet. So to keep Lakshmi in house without doing service to Lord Narayan is very dangerous. Now we want only Lakshmi, but we don't want Narayan. So here Prabhupada says that this situation is very dangerous because the same Lakshmi Devi turns as Lord Maya Shakti. Now, if we do not serve Lord Narayan, but serve only Lakshmi, then what will happen? It will turn into Lord Krishna's or Lord Narayan's Maya Shakti. So Maya, you will be in the clutches of Maya if you serve only Lakshmi Devi. But if both are kept together, like who? Lakshmi Devi and Lord Narayan, then Lord's Adhyatmic Shakti or spiritual power will take place. So you get both happiness, bliss, and Krishna will take care of everyone. So you do not have to worry about wealth or prosperity. That will be taken care by Lord Himself. Now, when Lakshmi is serving Lord and you are serving Lord, so why not Lakshmi will favor you, right? So we have seen in case of Sudama's story, right? Sudama was very poor Brahmin, and his wife always chastising him to go to his friend Krishna and ask for some help. But Sudama never wanted that, so he takes some rice and goes there, and the rest of the story everybody knows that Lord was so pleased with him, though he did not give anything while Sudama was going back. But when he reached his small hut in that village, he couldn't find it. So he saw a very big palace surrounded by so many other small palaces, and his wife was waiting for him, and she herself was looking like a goddess. So now we do not need to beg or ask anything to Lord because Lord is residing as a super soul in everybody's body. So here what we have to learn from today's verses that we have heard that Ravana wanted to enjoy Sita Mata. Ravana wanted to enjoy Sita Mata without Ramchandra, right? That we everyone knows. And this became the cause of his destruction. So his entire that Lanka and his palace got distracted because of this mentality. What? That he only wanted to enjoy Lakshmi, not Narayan. He did not want to serve Narayan. So when someone tries to enjoy wealth without following the culture and religious principles, then that wealth becomes the reason of his destruction. We have seen many people, like in Delhi, near Noida and all, lot of farmers, their land became so expensive suddenly that about 15 years back it costed almost 10 million rupees or 1 crore, something like that, maybe how much in US dollars? More than $1 million. So all these farmers boys became so crazy that they started enjoying with that money which they had never seen in their life previously. So they did all the 4 things which we do not do in following the bhakti marg. So what is important is, like when we are not following Lord Narayan, when we are not serving Narayan, but only trying to enjoy Lakshmi Devi, then what happens? This destruction takes place and becomes havoc and disaster to us. So what should we do now? So now my question is, what should we become? Shall we become Ayodhya Vasi, that is residents of Ayodhya, or shall we become Lanka Vasi, that is residents of Lanka? Now Ravan means who makes the world cry. Ravan matlab those who always makes people cry. Ravan means rulane wala. He makes people cry. So he worshipped Brahmaji and got a benediction that he will not be killed by any demigod. And he was so high-headed that he did not consider human as a living being also. So he did not put that, he did not ask benediction from Brahmaji that he felt human so inferior, low quality, that he never thought that he can ever be killed by any human person or a human being. So what happened? All the demigods, they approached Lord Vishnu and prayed him. Why? They prayed him to take incarnation in human form. Because that time Ravan asked the benefiction, he got the benefiction from Brahmaji that only demigods should not kill me. He did not ask about human beings. So all the demigods approached and they prayed that you take the form of human being. So what happened? That time Lord Vishnu incarnated as Lord Ram and the rest of the things we know. So if we examine the character and opulence of Ravana, we will find that he was very scholarly person, very intelligent. He was knowing Sanskrit and he was a very scholarly person and he was having deep knowledge of Sanskrit language. Hmm? His capital, Sri Lanka, was very modern and full of opulence. And you know that we call Soniki Lanka means all the Lanka made up of gold. Even when Hanumanji visited Lanka while searching for Mata Sita, he was very much astonished to see the beauty and the opulence of Lanka. And he saw that the cultural level was also very, very high. And the art, the strong economic conditions, huge buildings, very decorative buildings made up of gold. It was a perfect place for there to live. That's what Hanumanji thought. But Ravan had only one shortcoming, which Srila Prabhupada repeats time to time, and that was he wanted to enjoy Lakshmi, that is Sita, without Narayan, that is Ram. So that was the only one shortcoming Ravan was having, and then that became the cause of destruction. Lakshmi is the goddess of luck and fortune, and her husband is Supreme Personality Godhead. 5,000 years ago, Sri Krishna was living in Dwarka, and prior to that, Ram was living in Ayodhya, and both the cities were very opulent. Ayodhya also and Dwarka also. So the capital Lanka, which was of Ravan, and the capital Dwarka of Lord Krishna, or Ayodhya of Ram, Lord Ram, were also very opulent. The only difference was in capital Dwarka, Ayodhya, people used to accept and worship Lakshmi along with Narayan. So like in Ayodhya, people used to worship Mata with her husband. So like Sita with Ram, they used to worship in Ayodhya. And in Dwarka, they used to worship uh, goddess Lakshmi with Narayan. That means Krishna. So Ravan used to think that I will replace Narayan. No need of Narayan when I am here. So and enjoy Lakshmi. And this mentality becomes the reason of total destruction, despite having so many good qualities. Now, if we see today, what is happening is in the modern age, modern era, we see that our so-called modern society is also heading to enjoy Lakshmi without Narayan. In today's age, we see that people want to enjoy Lakshmi without Narayan. And that is the civilization of Ravan. That is not the Vedic civilization. That is a demonic civilization. So this is called secularism. Secularism, and due to this, so many problems are coming up every day. Now we see people with lot of wealth are indulging in woman, wine, gambling, and meat eating. Many of us have seen that during COVID period when it was going on, the government had practically banned almost all the luxury things which were not required, except for food grains and some essential things. But in India, we have a capital of India, which is called Delhi, New Delhi, and there the government allowed the delivery, home delivery of liquor, right? So that is the demonic mentality. So the government wanted to make more money during that COVID period. So the chief minister of Delhi, he permitted home delivery of get more revenue from getting the taxes on liquor sale. So this is the demonic mentality, right? So now we would like to say something that we should not enjoy Lakshmi without Lord Narayan. This is the conclusion of today's two verses. We should become Ayodhya Vasi, right? So devotees know that Lord Ram or Lord Krishna is the master and owner of all the universe, is the owner of all Brahman. In Ishopnishad, it is said, Ishavasyam idam sarvam. What is it? Ishavasyam idam sarvam. That means whatever is there in this universe, everything belongs to Bhagwan or to Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvalok Maheshwaram. That means I am the owner of all planets. I am the owner of Sarvalok Maheshwaram. That means I am the owner of all the planets. Also he says, Aham Sarvasyo Prabhavo Matah Sarva Pravartate. That I am the source of everything, and everything emanates from me. Everything comes from me. And I am the source of everything. He says, those intelligent people, they worship me. Iti matva bhajante mam. Those intelligent people, they worship me. So this we should learn from Ramayana, that Ravana did not understand the greatness and supremacy of Lord Narayan. So if we want Ram Rajya, that is kingdom of Ayodhya, to be ruled by Ram, then we should prepare to become Ayodhya Vasi so as to serve Ram. And all Ayodhya Vasis, the residents of Ayodhya, were prepared to go to forest with Ram. You see now, we have seen that in the modern society, every person, if he tries to do some favor or do some service to others, then he expects something more in return. He did not do it out of love and affection. He wants something for him. But if you see the residents of Ayodhya, they were not expecting anything in return. They wanted to serve Ram. So during his exile from Ayodhya to forest, all the Ayodhya Vasis, they very much wanted to serve Ram, to be with them. Now you just imagine, they were not getting any wealth, they were not getting any big position in that kingdom, and they were to sacrifice and leave their family, their wives, their children, their friends, their relatives, their wealth, everything. Why? For the sake of serving to Lord Ram, to make him happy and to keep him satisfied. That was the selfless service by the Ayodhyavasis. And when we pledge and do sankalp to serve Sita and Ram together, then Ram Rajya will automatically come, right? People gossip about Ram Rajya. Every time we think that it should come, we always find very bliss, peace and happiness when we just imagine the era of Ram Rajya, whatever things took place. But we do not want to become and serve like what Ayodhya Vasis did, right? So unless we do that, this Ayodhya, we will not become Ayodhya Vasi. But if we serve Lord Narayana along with Lakshmi, then definitely we can turn ourselves from Lankavasi to Ayodhyavasi. We become Ayodhyavasi. And I would like to mention a few things about Srimad Bhagavatam, that it's a great pleasure that all of you in Charlotte, North Carolina, and all the Prabhujis and Matajis from different parts of the world and USA, they are taking such an effort to put their time into reading Srimad Bhagavatam. I was in USA, New Jersey till 10th of July. Prior to that 1 month, I was with my daughter and granddaughter there. And though I studied and taught in 1987 to 1990, I found that things have been very different since then. Though I frequently have been to US many times, but to for a mother, for a housewife, for a lady who is doing job and taking care of children, who does cooking, who has to take care of her husband, her house, and still get good grades is next to impossible. But many of Matajis, they do that, and I am extremely surprised and I am extremely happy that it happens only with the blessings of Lord and your determination. And despite having this hectic schedule, you are taking time and doing and listening this Srimad Bhagavatam is not an easy task. And you get up so early, you are doing so much of chanting, you are listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, you are doing Nam Japa. So that is a miraculous thing. Now here we would see what is the importance of Bhagavatam. Why should we recite Bhagavatam every day? Now it is said in Bhagavatam 1.1.3 that, O expert and thoughtful men, relish Srimad Bhagavatam. Who is saying this? Is Vyasadev says. Indirectly, Shukdev Goswami is saying to Parikshit Maharaj. The mature fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literature. What is the mature fruit? Is Srimad Bhagavatam. It emanated from lips of Sri Shukdev Goswami. And Shuk means what? Shuk means parrot, right? In Sanskrit, Shuk means parrot. And the tendency of the parrot is like, if a fruit is very ripened, then it has been bitten by parrot. And if he bites the fruit, that fruit becomes more sweeter. So now, since this Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam has been spoken by Shukdev Goswami, it has emanated from the lips of Shukdev Goswami. So this fruit has become more sweet, especially after reciting and coming out from the mouth of Shukdev Goswami, who is similar to parrot. So here we would like to say that Shukdev Goswami has given this nectarian juice, which already is relishable for all, including liberated souls. And in the second verse, 1.3.40, it is said that Srimad Bhagavatam is the literary incarnation of God. So it's a Krishna personified himself. So it's like when Krishna left this planet, then it was asked by the devotees that now under whose surrender shall we take? And the Krishna says that I am leaving Srimad Bhagavatam. So when I am not there, you take the shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's why it is said that if you are having Srimad Bhagavatam cantos, that complete set in your home, at your home, then that itself is the presence of Lord Krishna there. And it is compiled by Srila Vyasadev, the incarnation of God. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people, and it is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. So this is the importance of Bhagavatam, that if we do not do any other activity, if we just do the chanting of the holy name and read Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, we do not have to read any other scripture, because Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of all the scriptures. So here we would like to say that uh, when we do japa, it should be done with our intense desire to call for the Lord, as if a baby is crying for his mother. So that should be our bhav. And Narottam Das Thakur says in one verse, Goloker Goloker Prem Dham, Golokera Prem Dham Nam Sankirtan. That means the Prem Dhan of Golok is the Nam Sankirtan of Lord Krishna. So what we have to do is, we should always focus ourselves, keep our mind indulged in japa, and intensely take the name, and we should hear it every time whenever we speak. So once we speak it more intensely, so what will happen? That all our senses, it's like lust, desire, anger, and jealousy, they will wash away, and our heart will become purified. And when heart becomes purified, then only Lord can come and reside there. So if we have a impure heart, nobody is going to sit, because we always want everything clean wherever we go. So definitely Lord Krishna also wants our heart to be very clean and very pure, so as to reside himself, because he is a super soul in that. So uh, this was the conclusion of these two verses, that first of all, what should be the quality of a person when a girl looks and search for a husband. So that is verse number 19. Some qualities are given there. And in verse 18, like we should not have a Ravana mentality to enjoy only the physical aspect of Lakshmi, but we should have the spiritual aspect to serve Lord and serve Lakshmi, to get their benefits and to get their favor. So with this, I would like to conclude today's lecture. And I think if you have anything to correct me, or have your opinion, or you have to suggest anything, uh, please you go ahead and you can uh, say your words, and you can conclude. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, beautiful class, many practical tips. Thank you so much for all your glorification of Mother Lakshmi and all the mothers. Thank you so much. Devotees, if you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hands or unmute yourself. Prabhuji, I had one question. So while we are waiting for others to raise their hand, so you were very nicely explaining how Mother Lakshmi was walking past by Indra and everybody, and she was not liking anybody, and then she went to Lord Shiva. And what was his mistake? I mean, I did not understand.
His habits were inauspicious.
What does that mean? I mean, Shiva means all
Well,
auspicious.
inauspicious means he sits in Samshan Bhumi, and he puts the ashes on his body, like that. So if you see that Daksha Prajapati, when he was chastising and
Yes.
Lord Shiva during that time, he also says that you are not a pure person, and you took away my daughter Parvati, and you don't deserve, because she is like a rose, and you go and sit at Samshan, and you put lot of ashes on your body, and all the
Yeah.
devils and demons follow you. You are the leader of all these demons and devils, and that kind of habits
Yeah.
are not auspicious as per Lakshmi Devi.
Okay. We have, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Janvi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna
Hare
everyone.
Krishna.
All glories to I offer my obeisances to you as Prabhu and all glories to Srila Prabhupada and assembled devotees. Actually, Mataji Bhakti Nina, I was gonna ask the same thing because I have a compassion for being, I would say, coming from the Shaivite before I cross over to
Device.
Bhakti. Yeah, I mean, my background was obviously Roman Catholic. I mean, it's a long story. It's a long journey how a Roman Catholic girl, like, all of a sudden end up being like had such an attraction to Lord Shiva, and then I crossed over to Bhakti. Um, that was kind of very hard to hear because all of I read a lot of about Lord Shiva being the auspicious one and being so kind, and I've experienced that kindness. Is it just because we're reading Bhakti? I mean, because in the past, I used to say, before I crossed over to Bhakti, I was like, you Bhakti people, you're just saying what you're saying because you're Bhakti. But if I were hanging out with the Shaivites, I'm sure it'll be like a different angle of things, right? So when you said that, I felt like, weren't there explanation why he was doing what he was doing, like the ashes coming? If it weren't for Lord Shiva, how were the other, let's just use the term, lowlier creatures that are going back to that, who wants to go home to Lord Krishna? Because everybody wants to go home, they just don't know it yet. So you kind of, in a sense, need Lord Shiva for those. So how is it auspicious? I mean, I look at it as, I mean, forget me, but I'm just revealing my mind in confidence
Yes,
for
yes. Okay.
fellow
I
Vaishnavas.
understood. I understood your emotion and your attachment with Lord Shiva. And actually, to be very honest, it is mentioned many times that Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava of all. So,
Mhm.
like he is called Mahadev. Mahadev means is the biggest demigod among all the demigods.
Mm,
And if we see that the milk and the curd, okay, the milk and the curd both are similar. It's like curd
right.
comes out from the milk, and so Lord Shiva is considered as curd, and Lord Narayan is as milk,
Right.
right? Both have different qualities, but both are same, right?
Yes.
But here, what happens in order to create and run the universe, Lord has given different responsibilities to different persons. So, like
Mm,
Brahma is Lord of creation, Vishnu is Lord of maintenance, and Lord Shiva is Lord of destruction. So all are required here, right? So
right.
here, in a sense, that because she is Lakshmi Devi is the eternal consort of Lord Narayan. She is always going to be with Lord Narayan only. So naturally, if we put different things on our eyes, and if we see through that angle, then like I give an example of a mother. Even when a mother, her child is very naughty and mischievous, she won't find any fault in her, right? When the child is very naughty and mischievous, many mothers won't find any fault, right? So it's like when they look about Lord Shiva, Lakshmi goddess, she wanted uh, to be much better choice than Lord Shiva. So indirectly, it doesn't mean that when she is accepting Lord Narayan means she is hating somebody. It is not mentioned like that. There is no hatred. It is just a comparison that no, that's her choice. She has a choice to select.
That's true.
So
That's
she
okay.
can select.
Yeah.
She can collect. Shall select anybody, right? If
Right.
someone likes yellow color, somebody may like pink. So we cannot question why don't you like pink and why do you like only yellow. So it is
Right.
something that Lord Lakshmi always wanted to serve Lord Vishnu. She 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 did not like any of them. So it is as simple as that.
Right.
So
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
you don't take it personally, and actually it is said by Srila Prabhupada many times that we must respect all the demigods. Okay, so even if we go to any temple of Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesha, or Lord, any demigod, then we pray to them that you offer us bhakti so that we can serve Lord Vishnu better. That
Right.
is the thing we should pray to Lord Shiva or to any Lord. So that is the thing Srila Prabhupada wanted. And he has explained in many places at many times that if you go to demigod, you please pray that the kind of bhakti you got for Lord Narayan, you also give us the same bhakti. So
Right.
that is the
Yeah.
thing we should ask.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu, for clarifying
Okay,
about the Lord Shiva thing.
is that okay
Haribol.
with Krishna? Yes.
Haribol, thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhujis and Matajis. And it's my privilege that you give me an opportunity. And I would like to serve further if you find me suitable for your class. And I got very short time because yesterday also I had a class. I had to go yesterday, and my almost 6, 7 hours I had to spend. So still, I think I could give whatever possible the justification in these two verses. There was nothing much except the appearance of Lord Lakshmi Devi in one verse and the selection of husband in the second verse. Right? So thank you so much, Matajis,
Thank
and
you,
please bless
Prabhu.
me and
Thank you. Let's
so as
offer
to
our
Prabhu.
obeisances at Prabhuji's lotus feet.
Oh.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha.
Kripa
Kripa
Sindhudevacha
sindhudevacha
Patitanam
patitanam
Pavanebhyo
pavanebhyo
Namo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namo
namo namaha.
Prabhupada.